a little enjoyment. It's amazing. There's the example of this person. There was this minister. And this minister was always getting bribes. And the king kept getting complaints. Oh, this person is always asking for bribes, It's always money. So the king loved this minister so much, but he said, I want to put this guy in a situation to see how he will get bribed. In other words, I'm going to put him in a situation where it will be impossible to collect bribes. So he sent this minister to this local lake, and he said, you have to count all the ripples, as many as possible in a day. That's your service for the next 6 months. So he was counting, but his hands were itching, so I'm going to make some bucks. And a tourist came by and he threw a big rock into the lake, and the minister called the tourist and said, did you realize what you just did? The guy said, no, did I make an offense? He said, yes. It's the order of the king to me to count all the ripples that you distracted my service. So I have to go to jail for that. The tourist says, is there any way I can get out of this? He said, how much you got? So the king was really amazed, like this guy, wherever you send him, he's going to do his thing. Similarly, the nature of the living entity, Prabhupada explains, even if you're a worm in stool, still you're finding some kind of happiness in that circumstance. So that enjoying propensity is there, that controlling propensity is there. So as a devotee, we have to be mindful whether we have this propensity separate from Krishna. In other words, the devotee is always mindful, the devotee is always asking, who are we trying to please? Am I spending all my energies to please my false ego, which is like never possible? It's like doing business with someone who has such a bad record that he's a cheater. Similarly, trying to please our senses and false ego is never possible. Or, as devotees, are we really here to please Krishna? Because sometimes, even while we are trying to serve Krishna, we can be unconsciously trying to serve ourselves. It's very, very subtle. It's very, very subtle. There is this example of this sadhu, saintly person, living in Vrindavan. He would do parikrama, he would circumambulate the whole Vrindavan every day. Usually it takes few days. And he wouldn't eat anything till he finishes his parikrama. And one day he had like long matted hairs, he was emaciated and he was really austere. One day he was walking so fast, on the way he was doing parikrama, his matted hair got caught in some thorny bush. It was really bad, like he couldn't do anything, he was like helpless. And he was getting tired and sun is setting and he cannot eat and he was really helplessly calling for Krishna. And Krishna appeared and Krishna wanted to give him some prasad. And he says to Krishna that I cannot eat. Krishna says, why? Because I have a vow that unless I finish my parikrama, I cannot eat. And Krishna says, what's the point of your parikrama and all your austerities? Oh, trying to please you. So then I'm telling you should take this prasad and you should take it. Then he says, how do I know you're actually Krishna? I only know Srimati Radharani. And if she appears and tells me, then I will accept this prasad. And then Srimati Radharani appeared and confirmed. Then he accepted the prasad. In other words, even though we're trying to serve Krishna, our false ego gets in the way. So if we are not hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita in a daily basis, we can again get into this bodily concept of life. And so much so that we hope and dream and we wish that we can save these rotting bodies, and all the time we are busy serving the senses, living in this world, material world, which is temporary and miserable. There is this example of this Mudgal Rishi in the Mahabharata. Very nice pastime. It's explained that Mudgal Rishi, he actually pleased Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni was so pleased with him, he said to Mudgal Rishi, I'm so satisfied and pleased with your service that I want to send you to the heavenly planets. And Durvasa Muni, he called for this heavenly airplane to come and take Mudgal Rishi. And the Devadutas, the servants from the heavenly planets, they appeared in their airways. They came in their plane to take Mudgal Rishi, and he was ready to leave. And then he asked the Devadutas. He says, "Where am I going? And what's so nice about the place I'm going? Because it's after all given to me by Durvasa Muni, must be so special. Can you tell me something?" And the demigods, they explained to him that, the place you're going, there is no old age, there is no disease, there is no pregnancy. Everyone is always fresh and there is no starvation, no exhaustion. And so many wonderful things he explained about the heavenly planets and the bodies of the demigods and like this. And Mudgal Rishi was so wise, he actually asked them, okay, that's nice. So is there any disadvantage, or what are the disadvantages of going to the heavenly planets? Our tendency is, even though we live in such a miserable place, we always wanted to sweep it under the rug and, we're like pro-material world. We always want to prove Krishna wrong, even though Krishna certifies this place to be like dukkha and ashram, temporary and miserable, but we want to prove Krishna wrong and show to him how there is happiness here. We're so enthusiastic about it. But Mudgal Rishi was so intelligent, he asked, even though he's going to such an exalted place as the heaven, he asked, what are the disadvantages? There must be something. And the demigods explained to him that when you go to these higher planets, your very body is made of your pious results. And when these pious results are finished, you just suddenly drop from there. It's like it runs out, just like you put money in the parking meter and start speaking. Similarly, the body, you go there due to your pious credits, but then when they run out, you drop from there. And how do you know that you're in the last stages of your stay in the heavenly planets? The demigods explained to him that your garland you're wearing will start fading, will start to wilt. And that's when you get in so much anxiety, thinking, that you have to leave, you have to fall down. And when you come here to this earth planet, you will miss those opulences so much that you will be very different from other,
'earthly denizens.
And You will suffer more than others, and not only that, the chances are you can even lose that and go into lower species. You can go into lower species of life. Abrahma guna loka punaravati Arjuna. They were explaining to him, and he said, "My God, this sounds terrible. Is there any other place where